There's no political solution to our troubled evolution. Have no faith in Constitution. There is no bloody revolution. We are spirits in the material world, our spirit in the material world, our spirit in the material world, our spirit in the material world. Our so-called leaders speak with words they try to jail ya. They subjugate the meek, but it's the rhetoric of failure. We are spirits in the material world, our spirits in the material world, our spirits in the material world, our spirit in the material world. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Does the answer lie? We're living from day to day. If there's something we can't buy, there must be another way. We are spirits in the material world, our spirits in the material world, our spirit in the material world, our spirit in the material world. We are spirits, we are spirits, our spirits. Greetings everybody, and welcome to our Samhain service. You might have already noticed that there are drums set out for everyone. Please, if you feel that you would like to accompany any of the drumming today, you're welcome to help yourself to one of the congregation's drums. And now?
Hello, my name is Julia Thompson, and Suzanne Mazars, who usually does Life of the Community, is taking a well-deserved day off, so I'm going to do Life of the Community. As soon as it appears, ta-da! Here we are. The Danforth Multi-Faith Commons Out of the Cold program needs your help. Do you like baking? Our neighborhood team of bakers need a few more volunteers to bake dessert for the Friday Out of the Cold guests. There's a new opportunity, preparing and serving hot breakfast on Saturday mornings once a month. And please contact Nancy or Laura to sign up. The neighborhood community potluck is next Sunday from 12:30 till 2:30. Come join in food and fellowship and meet Reverend Sally in person. Yay! And for more info, email Allison. Our neighborhood gallery presents Georgina Lee Walker Portals and our very own Christopher Emmanuel, Just Love. Where is Chris? There you are. And all the art is available for sale unless otherwise noted. Thank you to the artists for sharing their beauty with our space, and we are grateful to our member and curator of our gallery, Lauren McKinley Renzetti, who is there. I'm really digging these drum rolls. We're having the online silent auction. It's October 26th to November 9th, and there's a request for items. I don't know if anybody wants to speak to that, but it's there.
I can, Julia. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, our silent auction is now live up on the website. So please take a look, find something that you like, or multiple things that you like, and start bidding. There's lots and lots of great stuff up there this year. And I can share a little story. I went down to my favorite bike store, which is called Velotique down on Queen Street. And I asked for a donation, and I received a free tune-up gift certificate, which is up on that website for the silent auction. I also want to add that Rob, who is the owner of Velotique, he told me a story. He said that he had grown up in a UU congregation in Boston, and when he was just a little child, he confused Noam Chomsky for his father and ran up to Noam and grabbed him by the legs, and then realized the big mistake he'd made and ran away screaming. So, poor Noam. So yes, that's up and live and ready for your bids.
Thank you for sharing that. Communal care and meditation for griefs and sorrows, called Encircling. Every Wednesday evening for the month of October at 7 p.m., Anna De Felici and Reverend Sally will hold space on Zoom for anyone who would like to briefly check in, name intentions, memories, or hopes, and spend some time in meditation or quiet prayer. Together we will encircle each other and those we love in care and communal blessings. There will be a celebration of life for Doug Crozier held on Saturday, November 2nd, here in Raffers Hall. Doors open at 6:30. Service begins at 7, and it's live streamed to Zoom. And it's officiated by Reverend Sally and music offered by our Spirit Choir. We will have singing with Melanie Demore. I'm looking forward to that as a choir member, but it's open to anybody. Congregation and friends invited to attend a workshop with vocal activist Melanie Demore on Monday, November 11th from 7 till 8:30 p.m. All levels of singing experience and ages are welcome. Please bring potluck snacks for social time to follow. And I'm going to invite Allison to speak to this.
Spooky. Okay. I just wanted to say this has been in our Sunday announcements a few weeks now. So this is not this Sunday coming up, but the following Sunday, November the 10th, after service. And I just really wanted to make everyone feel welcome to come. Whether you knew or had the honor of meeting Susan Crofts, she wasn't able to attend when we were since we've been in this space, but we want you to feel welcome to be part of that event. And in the announcements that go out on Monday, Lauren's email is there, or Lauren is here today. And if you could let us know if you would like to come, because she's making a pot of chili of Susan Crofts' own recipe, and we want to know numbers. Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. We will be having Circle Music Workshop on Friday, November 8th from 7 to 9 p.m., facilitated by Jane, Lewis, and Suzanne. All are welcome to this improvised singing circle. It's a creative opportunity for listening, being in the moment, sharing your voice, grooving and laughing, and please contact Suzanne. Our services are created by our staff and volunteers. Reverend Sally Fritchie is a minister, Suzanne Mazar is music director, Julia Thompson, lifespan learning director, Kendrew Pape speaker, Debb Bertazzon service weaver, and Carlos Garcia, AV desk and Zoom. And we thank our greeters, money counters, lifespan learning volunteers, and coffee committee, all of whom are named in the cappuccino room. Yes. Next Sunday, November 3rd, it's going to be Love at the Center, Pluralism. The message is Let Us Pray, and the speaker, Reverend Sally, will be here in person. I think that warrants a good drum roll. Music, Suzanne and Friends, service weaver, Allison Kabayama, time for all ages, Julia Thompson. Thank you.
Good morning, beautiful spirits.
Good morning.
Beautiful spirits here in the sanctuary, on Zoom, and all around us. Welcome to our annual Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Congregation Samhain intergenerational service, which means we all get to stay together today. Those of us in the early stages of our lives, all the way up to elderhood. Thank you all for coming. What a perfect mix. My name is Debb Bertazzon, and as always, it's such a pleasure to be a service weaver, and I will be your service weaver this morning. What a magical service to weave together. I think we have talked about masks. There were some out on the table. There are more over to my right. There's a craft table there. And for those of you who want to design a Samhain mask as you're listening and participating in the service, feel free to go and grab some decorative materials. There's markers and sequins, I think, and some natural decorations as well, like leaves. So feel free to do that. And you can be working on your masks throughout the service. Now, let's ground ourselves to help make us present wherever you are. So what I'd like you to do is imagine that you have some stardust, some beautiful stardust in the palm of your hand. Now I want you to take the deepest breath ever and blow it like you're blowing the stardust to the sky. And exhale. Imagine that it's landing all around us. Some got in my hair. All right, now to prepare ourselves for the circle casting, Kendrew is going to teach us a chant. And while we do that, feel free to grab, there's some drums left and some musical instruments, which actually we need to get out of the way for when we do some dancing. So feel free. And what we'll do is if you can hang on to the musical instruments, you can trade amongst yourself during the service. But we do need them out of the way. So over to you, Kendrew.
Can everyone hear me all right? Okay, good. So this is a simple chant. Many of you already know it. And I'll just teach you the words very briefly. Then they are up on the screens. So this chant goes, we all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return. Try that. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return. And then the second part is the same tune. Like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. Of rain flowing to the ocean. Okay, so here we go. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. One more time. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean.
Okay, are we ready to cast our circle? So as we usually do in the intergen services, most of our language when I'm speaking is in young person's language, because we never know how old folks are when they're going to be coming. And what we've done before in previous services is that we've asked young people for their wisdom about how to do actions for the first paragraph of the invocation that we usually do. So if we could have that slide, please, Carlos. Okay, for those of you who can't read it, I'm just going to read it and tell you, remind you of some of the signals so that we can be in our bodies as we do this. Okay, so when we say, let's cast a circle, we're pointing our finger in the air above our heads. Okay, and then, so we say, let us cast a circle of a sacred space here, and we do that. Then let us cast a circle of a cherished space here. So cherished means something very dear to us. So that's when we're going to do hand on heart. Okay, then it is a space of safety. So we're going to put our hands like we're blocking anything that might be of harm. Okay, a place of forgiveness, praying hands, and a place of love, that heart shape. Okay, so let's do that all together. And again, you can be on your feet if you like, you can be sitting, whichever way you feel you can get into your body when we do this. Okay, here we go. Let us cast a circle . And we end there. Thank you. Our circle has been cast, and we are now between worlds. As the wheel turns to the dark part of the year, may all of us who have gathered this morning as part of this blessed congregation see beyond the veil and discern what lies beneath their masks. Again, we do things a little bit differently when our young ones are part of the service. We're going to light the friendship chalice, which actually we didn't put it in the center this time, but we're going to do it in the same way. So Every earth-centered ritual begins with the lighting of a source flame. Today, our chalice is going to be that light source. In pagan traditional, as the wheel turns, the wheel of the year turns to the end of its cycle and darkness falls, our light flame, our light source flame, is lit by one of our respected elders. So this morning, our chalice is going to be lit by Deirdre. She's over there. Why don't you come up? And she's going to light it as we read with Julia the children's friendship chalice lighting.
We light this chalice to remind ourselves to treat all people kindly and respectfully, because we are all humans. Thank you. And now we're going to sing our chalice lighting song. We light this chalice to remember.
And now let's continue in this safe, loving circle as we raise more beautiful sound and play and chant together.
Our next chant is one I think that people all already know. This one is called We Are a Circle. So let's have some words on the screen. And the chant is very, very simple, but I will sing it once so that everyone is familiar with it. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. Let's all try that. A circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. Circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning. Last time. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending.
That's raising the energy, hey? Okay, I want to take a moment to remember that the people from the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations are the treaty holders of the land where we are going to play today and where we gather, which means that the land we're sitting on today belongs to them. They were promised it in 1805. They and the Wendat and the Anishinaabe Nation and the Haudenosaunee Confederacy lived here way, way before us. And they're still living here now, together with other First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. We thank them for their amazing teachings about the care and the respect for our earth, especially at this time of the year when we are harvesting. I also want to promise that I'm going to make sure that the truth is told about them. Because when I was a kid, I don't know about some of you folks, but when I was a kid, a lot of, let's just say, untruthful stories were told about our First Peoples. Here at Neighbourhood, we enjoy learning from a lot of different beliefs and traditions. Any folks wanting to be a part of a spiritual community are welcome to join us here on Sundays. Now, if it's your first time here today, just want to let you know that we have coffee, tea, snack time after service. And if you'd like, you can grab a red mug. And that red mug will kind of cue us all in that it's your first time here and that you're okay with us approaching you and telling you a little bit about Neighbourhood. And we'd like to learn about you as well. Our services do vary from week to week, as you can see. So we encourage you to sample several before you get the feel for who we are. Now, some things remain the same, though. For example, our mission, or let's just call it our goal here at Neighbourhood, is to help everyone grow their hearts and to take care of each other in the world. Last week, as Kurt mentioned, we started getting curious about the idea of pluralism. And today, we're also thinking about that when we think about Samhain. And speaking of Samhain, we are going to move into a ritual that Kendrew's going to lead us in.
We are going to invoke the elementals, the directions, the divine, to join our circle with us today. And to do this, it is something we all do together. I would ask that we all rise, and we will be facing each of the directions in turn as we welcome these elements to join us. So we will begin in the east, and we have a yellow candle representing the east. So let's begin. From the east come the air and our dreams. Greetings, East. Welcome to this circle. Blessed be. Blessed be. We'll turn to the south and welcome the south. From the south comes fire and action. Greetings, South. Welcome to this circle. Blessed be. From the west comes water and emotion. Greetings, West. Welcome to this circle. Blessed be. And from the north comes earth and insight. Greetings, North. Welcome to this circle. Blessed be. And now we turn inwards as we invoke the divine feminine, masculine, and sacred energies beyond the binary. Greetings to the God of nature, the green man. Welcome to our circle. Blessed be. Blessed be. Greetings to the great goddess, Mother Gaia. Welcome to this circle. Blessed be. Blessed be. And greetings as well to the divine, sacred, the energies beyond the binary. Welcome to this circle. Blessed be. Thank you. You may be seated.
And because the veil between worlds is at its thinnest during this time of the year, this is a time for you to name aloud any departed loved ones you wish to invite to the circle. And you may do so now.
Maggie.
Welcome, beloveds. Okay. Hands up if you've heard of Halloween. Okay, I thought that would be the case. How about Samhain? Hands up. Oh, okay. That's quite a few. So while we're getting curious about pluralism, I'm aware that not everybody celebrates Samhain, or that some people don't really even know what it is. So before there was Halloween, there was Samhain, an ancient Celtic festival celebrated, probably over 2,000 years ago. It comes at an important time at the end of and the beginning of the traditional Celtic pagan year, when people transition from summer to winter, marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the dark, cold half of the year. In fact, the Gaelic word Samhain means summer's end. It's said that at this time, when the curtain between the worlds, this world and the realm of the spirits, also known as the other world, is so thin that spirits can make their way into our world to walk among the living. Wearing costumes is an old Samhain tradition. Yeah, look at that. Folks used to dress up trying to look like fairies and spirits to protect themselves and to blend in with those from the other world. They would go from house to house and recite songs and engage and they would recite songs in exchange for food. Kind of sounds like trick or treat, doesn't it? Anyway, Kendrew's going to fill us in a lot more about Samhain. So I'm going to fast forward ahead to a conversation that I had with one of the young people that I was supporting this week. Now, this fella is usually quite anxious in social situations, so I was surprised when he told me that he's thinking about going to a Halloween party. Why? Because he feels braver wearing a costume. He doesn't feel like he fits in with his same age peers, but by dressing up, for one thing, it'll be a conversation piece, but it'll also help him blend in. And there's more. While in costume, he has permission to play a role And in that role, he can behave differently than that brutally shy kid that he can behave differently than he usually would. Essentially, he's going to really roam around the party and try connecting with others. Even though he's still going to be sort of scared, this Halloween, he will be trying to face his fear of social situations with a little help and protection from his costume. Good for him, eh? Yeah, I'll be interested to hear what happens. Now, what I didn't say to him was a quote that Peter gave me this week. It's kind of like a warning of sorts. In the words of Unitarian Universalist and novelist Kurt Vonnegut, we are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be. And now it's that time to greet your neighbors. You can greet your neighbors as yourself or anyone you want to be pretending to be. And after you've greeted a few neighbors, don't forget to turn to the camera and give a little shout out to the folks joining us virtually. Julia will sound a chime at the end, so go ahead and greet your neighbors.
Hello, you're doing great. Hello.
I think our timing is good too.
Yeah, I think so also. Yeah. Is my thing on or off? It's off. Good. I'm not registered. Okay. Yeah, I'll turn it back on soon. Ah, thank you. Very cool. Very cool. I'm going to go say hi to people. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Who are you? I don't, no, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Hello.
Beautiful.
How are you?
Superhero.
Right on. Great mask. Hi. Hello. Hello. Again.
Where did you get that cape? I need a cape.
Oh, isn't this great? I found this at a costume store called Malaby about a decade or 15 years ago. I don't even know if they're around, but they might be. Yeah, Malaby. Yeah, check it out. Yeah. Yes.
Wow, everybody is really into this Greet Your Neighbor today. A lot of enthusiasm. Well, normally it's the time for all ages, but today it is theater for all ages. And we are presenting the story. Who has heard of Where the Wild Things Are? Yeah, so I've adapted this by Maurice Sendak. I've adapted it into a play. And I'm going to introduce our actors. We have Denise, who is the narrator. Steve is Max, playing with the toys there. And Tab is Max's parent. And I'm all dressed in black, because usually prop and scene managers are dressed this way. So, all right, so we will begin.
One night, Max wore a wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. And another. Max's parents said, "Wild thing." And Max said, so Max was sent to bed. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew until the walls became the world all around. It grew and it grew. And it became the world all around. And then an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max. And Max sailed off through the night and day, and in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are.
Wild things. We need wild things. Come and join us. Wild things, yes. We will sing our rights together. Come, come, one and all. Wild things, yes. Big wild things. Explore your wild things.
And when Max came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars. They gnashed their terrible teeth. They rolled their terrible eyes. And they showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still." Be still. And tamed them with a magic trick of staring into all of their wild eyes without blinking once. And they were very frightened and called Max the most wild thing of all.
The wildest thing ever.
Wild. Totally cool and wild, yeah.
And they made Max the ruler of all wild things. And then Max said,
"Let the wild rumpus begin."
and then Max said, and Max sent the wild things off to bed. But Max, the ruler of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be loved and cared for. Then all around, from far away across the world, Max smelled good things to eat. So Max gave up being ruler of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We love you so."
Don't go, don't go, don't go, don't
But
go.
Max said,
Please don't go.
no. And Max stepped into the private boat and waved goodbye and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of Mac's very own room. Where Max found supper waiting, and it was still hot. The end.
Oh, I don't need that one. I've got this one. So, that was lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Julia. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Microphone. Microphone. How's that? All right. Now you all can hear me. Thank you for that wonderful story, Julia, and all the wild things who participated. So we are here gathered at Samhain. Samhain is a time of change. It's a time when a natural cycle of spring, summer, winter, and fall comes to an end. Samhain is the time where we reflect on the past year and we look ahead to the future. Samhain is a time for rituals that help us with transformation and help us with setting goals and help us with spiritual growth. Samhain is very much a plurality of times, one that includes both reflection and anticipation. As Deb explained, modern Halloween comes from much older Samhain traditions. When we dress up in costumes and we carve lanterns, we are practicing much older rituals that protect us against roaming spirits and against mischief. At Samhain, the veil between our world and the other world is at its thinnest. The other world is a place that we're all familiar with. We might imagine it as a mystical realm which is inhabited by spirits and deities and fairy folk. At Samhain, we are closest to the other world than at any other time in the wheel of the year. At Samhain, we practice rituals that honor our beloved dead and that celebrate the harvest. We are making masks today, and if you already have one that hasn't been decorated, you can leave it like that if you choose, or you can visit the crafts table in our eastern part of the circle, where there's a wide selection of crafts, leaves, twigs, markers, all sorts of things that you can use to decorate your masks. Today, we can buy a Halloween costume from a store, but it wasn't that long ago that everyone would just make their own masks, kind of like we're doing today. My mom used to make me my Halloween costumes when I was a child. She would buy patterns from the department store, and she would spend weeks cutting out the fabric and sewing all the pieces together to make me a costume so that I could be a little devil, or so I could be a skeleton. And Mom always used to make the mask first, which was my favorite part of the entire month of October, because I would have the whole month to practice putting on that mask and looking in the mirror and filling myself with all sorts of anticipation for the big night of tricks and treats that was coming at the end of the month. Have you noticed how many people decorate their homes at this time of year with ghosts and goblins? Or they turn their gardens into mock graveyards full of tombstones with all sorts of witty sayings on them. Spirits and mischief really do abound at this time of the year, don't they? Some people wear masks to try to trick and confuse those spirits, and maybe to protect themselves from being haunted. When you put on your mask, do protective energies come with it? And what kind of protective energies might those be? For some of us, putting on a mask might be a way to adopt some superpowers. And you certainly see that in children wearing Batman or Wonder Woman masks. When we look at people, when we look at each other, we know who we all are by our faces. In fact, the face of an individual could represent the whole person. And we see this all over the place. Children, teenagers, anyone who has a yearbook will see that everyone is pictured in the yearbook just by their faces. And as we become adults, it's the same thing. All of our ID cards only show our face. So, in many ways, putting on a mask can be like becoming another person, another being. You are replacing one face with another. Masks are all about transforming into someone else, or even something else. This is a mask from the indigenous Tsimshian culture on Canada's Pacific coast. The people of that culture carve wooden masks that depict spirits or animals. And they have some masks in their culture that are over 3,000 years old. They use these intricate and beautiful masks in a wide range of ceremonies and in storytelling. Tsimshian masks might be used during a potluck, which is an important ceremony with feasting and dancing and gift-giving. Masks have been used for a long, long time, a very, very long time, many thousands of years. You'll find them everywhere that people live, all over the world, in different cultures and different time periods, and for all sorts of different reasons. Masks are captivating and mysterious. Masks evoke intrigue and curiosity. Masks hold deep symbolism and hidden meanings that shed light on human traditions and our beliefs and our rituals. Here's a mask from Roman culture about 2,000 years ago. A mask could portray a god, or it could portray a demon, or spirits of the dead, or nature, or specific animals. In this case, it's a theater mask, and you'll find masks in many different cultures in their stage and theater. Some cultures have such powerful associations with theater masks that actors wouldn't even need to speak any lines while they were on stage. If they wore a specific mask, Everyone watching knew who that character was and what role they played in the story. Many cultures also have burial masks or death masks so that they can preserve the appearance of people who are no longer living. A famous one that many people would recognize is the elaborate gold burial mask that was found on King Tutankhamun's mummy when his tomb was found after it was hidden for 3,000 years. In some cultures, people would make a mask by recreating a loved one's face when they die. And families would keep those masks in their homes for many generations, not just to remember their ancestors, but also to communicate with their dead through the mask. The one that's on the screen right now is an ancient mask, probably about 40 to 50,000 years old, that was found in a Neolithic burial site. The mystery of the masks is that you cannot understand what the mask means unless you also know how it's being used. So you might use a mask to produce a strong emotional response in someone, like striking fear in an enemy with a war mask, or becoming godlike in a rain ceremony or a harvest ritual. You could use a mask to invoke ancestors while becoming a member of a special group, or to preserve your anonymity while criticizing powerful people. As I mentioned, we have found masks in cave art and burial sites dating all the way back to the Paleolithic era. The earliest evidence of masking comes from paintings and excavations in the south of France. Archaeologists have even found remains of a leopard skin that they think may have been worn as a costume more than 40,000 years ago. We think that ancient humans would use masks and costumes to magically take on an animal's strength and cunning during a hunting ritual. It's often when masks are worn in dances and in rituals that their full power can be truly felt. Now, we have been talking about physical masks, but there is another kind of mask. We also have emotional masks, faces that we use to hide behind. Maybe if we're unsure of our power, we can hide behind the mask of a bully. Or maybe if we don't think that the world loves us, we might hide behind an angry mask. So let's see the next picture, Carlos. Do you know this picture? This is the most popular stock photo in the world. It's used by thousands of companies to sell, what's in the picture? Coffee mugs, or laptop computers, or pretty much anything that a company might want to sell. Now this man, his name is Andras. And his photographer friend told him that he would look good in stock photos. So Andras sat for hours having his picture taken. And he's famous because people can see that he's hiding something. In fact, on the internet, he's been given the moniker, Hide the Pain Herald. So Andras has said that by the end of the photo shoot, he was just so sick of smiling that this is what he looked like. And we can all see it. And we can all see that it's kind of like an inside joke, isn't it? We can all see that he's just wearing a mask. We wear masks like this when we pretend that things are fine at work or at school, even when they're not. Or when we pretend that things are fine between you and me, when really there's some distance. I sometimes wear a mask because I think that the world is going to find me out. It's a feeling like being a fake, you know? Or like you don't really belong. It's like when I was 8 years old, I had that Halloween costume of being a skeleton. And my little sister, she yanked off my mask. I was trying to scare her, and she just grabbed it and pulled it away, and she said, "Oh, it's just you." And sometimes I still feel like that, you know? Like, if I take off my mask, the rest of the world is just going to look at me and say, "Oh, it's just you." And we all have those kinds of masks. And one big difference between the physical masks and the emotional masks is that it's a lot harder to tell when we put the emotional ones on. And it also takes a little bit of practice to take them off. Like this mask is really easy to take off, but the emotional mask that I might be wearing underneath it, that takes a little bit more work. It's important for us to know how to take off our emotional masks. It's important because it helps us to live to our full potential, because we should always try to bring all of who we are to everything that we do. It's tiring to wear an emotional mask. And, you know, if you leave it on long enough, you might just forget who you really are. It's important for us to know how to take off our emotional masks because it helps us live to our full potential. And taking off a mask can even be an act of healing. Like sometimes when we feel really hurt, we can't be truly healed unless we offer up all of the pieces. It's like trying to give someone a broken plate and saying, "Fix this, please," but you're actually keeping a few of the pieces hidden away behind your back. As deep as our physical masks can take us, emotional masks can lead us in the opposite direction, making shallow what was always intended to be deep. We weren't born with masks. We put them on. We take them off. Today, we are putting on some masks that we've made, and most importantly, we're going to take them off again. So later in this service, or in this day, or this week, or this season, when you take off a mask, do it so that everyone see who you really are, who you truly, truly are, because you are a gift. Blessed be. Now is the time for a meditation. But this is not a meditation where you sit quietly and listen to your breath. This is a meditation where we dance and we chant and we drum. So we'll need a little bit of extra space. I think there's still a drum that we can move out of the way. No, I think we'll circle around that. No? We're going to move that too? We're going to move that too. Okay. So I'll just provide a few instructions while we're setting up. This is a meditation that you can experience in any way that you desire. You can join the dance. You can join the chant. You can join the drumming. Or you could even do a little bit of all of them. I don't think that you can drum and dance at the same time, but I am happy to be proven wrong. So I will ask that those of us who want to dance, let's start by standing, and we're going to form a big circle around the perimeter. And those of you who just want to start with the drumming, stay seated and have your drum ready with you. If you are joining the dance, please join hands in a big circle in the center of our space. And while that is happening, I'll slowly we'll get it all organized. Carlos, can you show the lyrics, please, for this chant? Thank you. So this chant is called Spiraling into the Center. And I will sing it for you all so you know the words. Each line is repeated twice. So I will sing the first line, you'll sing it back to me. Then I'll sing the second line, you'll sing it back to me, and then we will begin. Katya will be leading this dance. And the simple instruction for the rest of you dancers is that you just have to follow the person who's in front of you. Make the circle as big as possible. There we go. Let's stretch it out. And so I will sing the chant so you can all learn the tune.
And while they are chanting, I am going to drop this in and just follow the person in front of you.
Spiraling into the center of all being. Spiraling into the center of all being. We are the woven one, we are the weaving one, we are the dreamer, we are the dream, we are the weaver, we are the woven one, we are the dreamer, we are the dream. Spiraling into the center of all being. Spiraling into the center of all being. We are the weaver, we are the woven one, we are the dreamer, we are the dream, we are the weaver, we are the woven one, we are the dreamer, we are the dream. Spiraling into the center of all being. Spiraling into the center of all being. We are the weaver, we are the woven one, we are the dreamer, we are the dream, we are the weaver, we are the woven one, we are the dreamer, we are the dream. Spiraling into the center of all being. Spiraling into the center of all being. We are the weaver, we are the woven one, we are the dreamer, we are the dream, we are the weaver, we are the woven one, we are the dreamer, we are the dream. Spiraling into the center of all being. Spiraling into the center of all being. We are the weaver, we are the woven one, we are the dreamer, we are the dream. last time. The weaver, we are the woven one. We are the dreamer, we are the
And now is the time for our offering. I think I need my glasses. Oh, that's much better. Sharing of ourselves is part of every faith, and we are so grateful for all of those who volunteered. However, we still need monetary contributions to create programs, pay salaries, and, well, who's kidding who? Just even to keep the lights on. Members of Neighbourhood choose a variety of ways to give, either through offerings in the baskets, predated checks, e-transfers, automatic withdrawals. If you're online, please use the link displayed on the screen, which leads us to, well, or will lead you to our donation page on the website. Whichever way you choose to give, thank you so much for your generosity.
Happy with this lonely game we play, looking for the right words to say, searching but not finding, understanding anyway. We're lost in this masquerade. Afraid to say we're just too far away from being close together from the start. We tried to talk it over, but the words got in the way. We're lost inside this lonely game we play. Thoughts of leaving disappear each time I see your eyes. And no matter how hard I try to understand the reasons why we carry on this way, we're lost in this masquerade. Lost in a masquerade.
Thank you, Xenia and Kendrew. If you've found love and feel free to be yourself here, if you feel at home here, if you made friends here who are like you, or maybe not so much, let this offering be a symbol of our thanks for being a special part of our community as we work together for the common good.
Can you hear me? You can hear me. All right. All right. You can remain seated for this as Deb and I thank the elements, the spirits, the deities who have joined us in this circle today. And it is time to let them go. We will begin in the north, Deb. Thank you, North, for your lessons of foundation. Hail and farewell. Blessed be. Thank you to the West for your lessons of emotion. Hail and farewell, blessed be. And thank you to the South for your passion and your strength of spirit. Hail and farewell, blessed be. And thank you to the East for the dreams and holding all of our insight. Hail and farewell, blessed be. Thank you to the sacred divine beyond gender. Thank you to the green man and Mother Gaia. Thank you for joining us in this circle. Hail and farewell, blessed be. And thank you to all of the spirits that have joined us here. Go if you must, stay if you will. Blessed be.
And now, please join in singing our chalice extinguishing song as Dee Dee comes up and extinguishes our chalice. Although our
Chalice has been darkened.
And now, let's form some sort of a circle, joining hands, and join us in either body or spirit for our closing song and dance. And when the song is finished, please remain connected as Rev Sally is going to zoom in and give us the closing words and blessing.
And this one is also a simple chant. Many of us know it already. One of the ways we have enjoyed performing this chant in the past has been to take a step in and lift arms up during the part of the chant that says, Merry meet, merry part, and then lowering our hands and stepping out again. So we'll sing this chant a few times, and we'll do that little simple dance a few times. May the circle be open but unbroken. May the love of the goddess go ever in our heart. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. The circle be open but unbroken. May the love of the goddess go ever in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. One more time. The circle be open but unbroken. May the love of the goddess be ever in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again.
I invite you all to take a breath, feel the warmth of the presence of others who are near you. And if you're on Zoom and otherwise can't be near others, don't have a hand to hold, I invite you to feel your own heart. Feel that drumbeat of life within you. Know that it connects you to every person alive on this planet. And not just human people, but every heartbeat. And know that the silence between heartbeats is the voice of those who have gone before us. Their silence speaking to us in each pause, each quiet exhale, reminding us that we're connected to them as well. That silence is with us from the moment our hearts start beating, and it is just as needed, reminding us of our shared mortality, just as deeply woven into our existence. So as our circle opens and we prepare to return to the world, may all spirits gathered here go with a collective blessing. May you rest in the knowledge that we are connected still. May we remember that we're moving along a spiral path without beginning or end, always connected to those before and following after. As we leave today, may we seek out the in-between spaces, the circles within circles, the truths that live just under the surface. May we be mindful of the masks that we wear, find ways to be our truest selves as often as we can. And may we move through the world knowing in our bones that the earth is our home, its seasonal rhythms as vital to us as our own heartbeats. May you leave here today knowing you are not alone and never have been. Amen, and blessed be.